So, I was talking to Stephen Glicker, and he sent me down a rabbit hole about this whole 10-cent thing. I'm just off the cuff. I thought it'd be fun to start digging into the actual source of the article, who wrote the article, where it actually came from, what's going on. I like how I just went live immediately. What a buffoonery. So basically, we're just gonna hang out, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of digging here. We're gonna use some Google Translate, go into the dark corners of the Chinese internet, and figure out what's actually going on. Let me see if I can pull up my browser, because I know you're just looking at my second monitor here. And I'm also on my laptop in my dining room. So, let's get a private browser open. Private window. So, this article, the Pandaily, it's a pun on the word panda, Pandaily, referenced a Chinese website called Speed Daily that talks about whether or not this is actually going to happen. Tencent is going to purchase not Wizards of the Coast, but is actually going to where did my thing go? Is actually going to purchase the D&D brand. So if we translate this, wait on the translation to load. Let me get the chat pulled up on my other browser so I can see what everyone's saying. So if we're, and I hope everyone has a understanding. Go watch Professor Dungeon Master's video if you're not familiar with that, and also go buy tickets to Green Dragon Fest, because that's happening in May, and you all should come, because I'm sure y'all are cool people if y'all are tuning in this late at night. Okay, so anyway, this website, which I don't quite know what the name is, I guess we could use Google, but this is what was referenced by Pandaily. This is where it all started. So this other website, Speed Daily, exclusively learned that cheesy 90s techno and dress for the extra form. Yeah. Okay, so this website, Speed Daily, is the original source that is referenced by the Pandaily article, and obviously it is in Chinese. So if we translate it to English, we can see that Snow Panther Finance and Economics exclusively learned that the American toy company's treasure, I love how Chinese vernacular calls it a treasure, a well-loved company, is seeking to sell its well-known IP Dungeons and Dragons, right? It specifically talks about Larian Studios, so on and so forth. It goes on to book, where is it? It might be better stated in the other article. I'm trusting a translation here. But one of the things that it talks about is specifically getting rid of the book printing division in this article, which is something that Stephen Glicker stated on Roll for Combat in one of his videos a couple weeks ago. And I think there was another website, comicbook.com, that saw that and was like, hold on, that's a thing we should be paying attention to. So I started looking at okay, who actually said this? Why is this being said? Because when I saw this, and I think it's the top comment or one of the closer to the top comments on PDM's video, I was like, Snow Panther Finance? That's a finance and geopolitical firm in India. I've heard of them. One of the guys who does geopolitical training that I am a colleague of has been in Delhi in India and has trained a few of the people that work at that firm. I don't know any of them. That's as far as the story goes. I had a number of people in the comments section saying, hey, you should make a video about that. I'm like, that's the video, bro. The comment is the video. So that's all there is to that. But I was like, okay, so is this an Indian move? Is this a Chinese move? Where did this come from? So I start looking at like the bottom here, and I'm like, I can't find anything. Information Technology Company Limited. That's a very common way that you would say, like, you got to remember in the Chinese Communist Party, they effectively have a very corporatist capitalist structure, which is to say it's very much like Benito Mussolini's fascist system, where if you were the largest company that has dominion over a particular type of infrastructure or type of business, you just get that's your name. Like, you get called the Infrastructure Company Limited Group, and you have a bunch of CCP members that are like part of your organization, right? So like Information Technology Company Limited is not an unusual thing to be called, even though it sounds extremely generic to us as Americans or as Westerners. They've got what looks to be legit, and like, keep in mind, this is, you are actively hearing my thoughts as I am digging in right now live on stream. This is, here we go, right? I have no idea what's going on. So I started trying to like, okay, I need to install tools. I want a Chrome extension. Chrome extension. I'm using a private window, so none of my search history comes up. Chrome extension translate Google. Let's just grab that sucker and install it. Oh, I can't do it? It's not going to let me? Okay, I'm just going to do it off screen, and y'all are going to have to trust me. So, I've done this off screen, and it basically gives me nothing. However, when we go to About Us, this is in the footer of the website. Snow Panther Finance and Economics. So I'm like, is this a company that's in also China and I misidentified it? Like, is this a Chinese company? So, like, what is going on here? So let's see. Let's see what's going on. Where's my Brave window? Alright. So, these characters, and I'm doing this off screen right now, these characters is what came out of, well, let's go back here. If I switch this back to English, these first few characters here, right here, this is Snow Panther Finance. Okay? So if we translate this, is it going to let me? Is it going to do it? Now you are now caught up to where I am. This is where I was like, this might be fun to watch on stream. It's not translate. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Snow Panther Financing is a sharp new media platform. But also, like, look at this. Now, from what I understand of what I thought this was initially, Snow Panther Finance is a small, like, applied intelligence firm in Delhi. They have, like, maybe 50 people that work there, maybe 100 tops. They're not publishing articles this quickly over and over and over and over and over again with a size that small. So it's got to be an actual Chinese firm. But 4 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, 1 hour ago, 1 hour ago, all news. Is this just like a Baidu large language model spitting these articles out based on stuff that's happening in the West? That's where I'm at right now. This is what it feels like. Like, I've never heard, like, can we do a translate? Where is it? Really? Give me the image. Give me the image. I want the image. I want to translate that image. Anyone know Chinese in the chat? Where's my... I need to bring my chat back up. Hold on. Ah. Okay, so can we go to network? Give me... Ugh, of course. I'm on my laptop. If I had my full setup here. I want .jpeg. That's not a JPEG. Where are you? Code image. Don't scan that QR code that just flashed on your screen. Do not scan that QR code. There we go. Copy image URL. Can I do an image? Is it going to let me do an image? There we go. Save image as desktop. Like, is this Snow Panther? That's my question. Oh, hey, I can do it from my clipboard. Copy image. Allow. Snow Leopard Financial Society. Okay, so it's actually... this is Snow Leopard. So the question is what is actually going on here? What is Snow Leopard Financial Society? Oh yeah, it's got a leopard in the logo. I barely noticed that. So for anybody who's just joining us here on the stream, I'm digging around because I initially thought, and I think I'm wrong, I initially thought that the organization that released this information was a Indian finance and geopolitical analysis company that I recognized the name of. I don't think that that is the case. I think this is an identically named company in China. Rare as it might be, but I think that's what this is. So, here we are. Where do we go from here? I kind of got squirreled and sidetracked. Okay, so now we're Googling what is... SpeedDaily.com is owned by Snow Panther in Finance and Economics. There's a Canadian website. Content released by Snow Panther Finance and Economics. Let's just see what this is. I don't know, we're just poking around now. Just see if I can find something. Like, here's that news article. Let's see if we can translate this. Like, I'm surprised that this would be a thing that people would care about in China. Like, Dungeons and Dragons doesn't really have a presence in China at all to speak of. Even though it is an explosively large industry in China, like making tabletop RPGs, that's a big thing in China right now. Where... I'm so confused. I've got another window open in another browser I'm looking at. Give me just a second. Okay. Is it actually going to translate it? Alright, I'm just going to drag this one window out. Turn off dark mode. Is this the same article? Yeah, I know it's Chinese. I want English. Translate this page. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's the exact same article. We can close you. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I want Snow Panther. What is Snow Panther? Someone tell me what Snow Panther is. That's what I want to know. Some children's treasure. Heroes Union. Is that the name of like the game they play? The tabletop game they play? Alright. How do I say about? Here. About. No. Did it put it at the end? Does the word order go at the end? Okay. So I want. No, dagnabbit. Give me that. I can copy and paste, everyone, I promise. Article about. That goes there. That goes there. Dear Lord, do I even know how to use a computer? Okay. And Onslaught 6, that's my suspicion as well. That they wouldn't sell a brand. And that they would just license the ever-living crap out of it. But we should always do a little fact-checking. This just takes us back to that same website. I don't know. We may not get anywhere, by the way, everyone. This may be a dead end. I'm just trying to figure out, like... This is just more articles. What did I say in my search? Let's go with history in Chinese. All right. Dagnabbit. Oh wow, y'all are on a lot of lag. I'm just now looking back. Man, this company is opaque. It's just the same websites over and over. Do we need to go to Baidu? Is that the problem? Is it that Google is just completely... Let's try Baidu. Okay, that's more promising. This looks to be like a Chinese Twitter. Oh yeah, it's Weibo. Everyone, has anyone looked at Weibo before? Is this your first? Is your all's first experience on Weibo? It's just like they just crank out articles. There's no way this stuff is not regurgitated from a large language model. Just tons and tons of content. Oh, that's the Weibo article, or the Weibo page again. It's the same articles. Like, are they just... Snow Panther is a new sharp business information platform. Yeah, but tell me who they are. Cover the latest developments of hundreds of companies in the industry through various forms of information products. Faster, deeper, wiser, to help users judge short-term, medium-term, and long-term value of a company. I think that they are using web crawlers and got a hold of Stephen Glicker's YouTube transcript from his Will Larian Studios by D&D script. And it's because it is so uncanny. Like, if you go watch his video, he details how Marvel basically sold off all of their character IP rights to the movie, to Hollywood, and then uses that as a foundation to basically argue that this is something that Hasbro could do, or that Hasbro might do, in order to raise capital really quickly. And he was just spitballing the idea. There is no way that they're publishing this many articles. Like, even like Reuters has teams of hundreds of journalists and doesn't put out this much content. They've got to be using web scrapers to be gathering up information from Lord knows wherever and are algorithmically making this stuff. And if that's the case, Stephen, congratulations. You just pulled a PsyOp. So everyone go buy WotC stock and then dump it in 3 days. That's not financial advice. Do not do that. That is bad. The stock's gonna rebound. No, I actually think it'll keep going down. But that's a long-term thing. But that is also not financial advice. Do not do anything I recommend. It is all for the memes. I don't know. What do you guys think? It just seems really fishy. Speed Daily. Like, let's clearly go through the whole... Let's clearly go through the timeline now that we've got 87 people on the chat. We've got Pan Daily, now this is a website that synthesizes Chinese news articles about Chinese businesses and republishes them in English for English consumers. They reference Speed Daily. Speed Daily published this article, but Speed Daily also publishes an absolute massive amount of content about Chinese and Western businesses. Just non-stop. Like, there's no way Or am I misunderstanding it? Is this only 5 articles for today? Oh, wait. That is January 31st, January 30th, 31st. I'm getting confused. Maybe it's a bug in their website. Starbucks. Like they have 2 articles about Starbucks. I don't know. Translate. I wish I could find like the equivalent of Wikipedia, which doesn't exist on purpose in China. That could you imagine? Democratized article writing by the Chinese population. There's no way the CCP would be okay with that. Man. So somebody said the elemental hero, that's a long name. I'm trying to determine just how trustworthy this is. My initial gut tells me that this was algorithmically generated. Because when I first scanned the articles here, like there's just a weird bug in their website. Like it says this is January 31st, this is January 30th, but we're still going on to January 31st stuff. Like if we just... So yeah, this is still on the 31st. So like what is real? Like that's another smell. Like the fact that they can't get dates labeled correctly on their webpage is really weird. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like it just seems you know how like we have like the crap that BuzzFeed links to for like the quizzes, like what kind of fruit are you? Like that quality of website that looks like it was just completely thrown together in an afternoon in order to harvest your data. Like that's what this feels like to me. Like maybe a more polished version of this. It just feels like it. Is this like a mobile version? Yeah, okay, let's get rid of that and see what happens. And this is the next thing. If you get and look at their Weibo account, like it's a small. Like if this is a legit news organization, they have 17,000 followers. That's it. Like in a country that has over 1 billion people. And they're like, how many followers does CNN have here in America? Like Fox and CNN have well in the millions. And like 6 hours ago, each one of these is 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago. It's like every hour they're publishing an article. And I know that like on Weibo, you can praise an article, but like they do not show, because shame is so important in Chinese culture that they don't show like the count. Like the idea of us having like the like and dislike counter would be straight up totally looked down upon. Like that's not cool in Chinese culture. You would never like show somebody disliking something. Oh, is roll for combat in here? What's up, Steven? And yes, they are 13 hours ahead. The bug that I was talking about, if we go back, is that this is January 29th in the website, and it's smack in the middle of a bunch of January 30th stuff. Like that's just a really weird placement. Unless it's a localization issue with my browser because I'm here in America. That's a possibility. But I feel like I would be able to engage in comments. Let's just poke around. Let's go to the popular Weibo. What's cracking? Yeah, okay. So if we go 845 comments, like this one post has thousands of comments, 23 comments. Oh, they do have an upvote counter. So all of these articles that are getting published to their Weibo page, where is it? Where's that Google page? How did I get back there? It's not letting me go back. And I don't have those characters in my... Is it here? Where is it? Is it here? It's Baidu. There it is. Oh, take me to the article, or to the Weibo page. Yeah. Yeah, could be a timestamp issue. I think I think the chat is like 5 minutes behind me. This just feels... Alright, let's just poke around on some more websites and see if we can, like, because we looked for... So this search, just to refresh everyone, was history of, what was it? Snow Panther Finance, which is a finance and analysis firm that I thought was in India. There is one in India, I do know that. But I think that this is a duplicately named company in Beijing after digging around elsewhere. So I'm just going to close all this. Is this the same article? This feels like it's about to be the same article. No, not the same article, but... Change of name? Come on, do it. Changing your name is like being reborn. What is the headline? Man, Baidu is not... I must be using the wrong words. What is this? What is it? What was it they were calling themselves in their logo? Snow Leopard Financial Society. Let's go back to Baidu. Let's try that. "20 years of the Snow Leopard Network." I love how that's in English, by the way. Like, why is that in English? Usher to 20th. Held in Seattle. Oh, this is like actually about snow leopards. Dear Lord. I think I may just have a language barrier here. Tolerance. Yeah, this is not about history of the League of Nations. Come on. Oh wait, it started. Yeah, like these are. There's a film called Snow Leopard, everybody. Go watch it now. When did it release? 2010. Chinese action film. Like, I don't know. It seems really sketchy that we can't get any history about a company that is just cranking out articles. There's no history. There's no... It feels like... I guess what I'm coming to the conclusion of is I now doubt whether or not Tencent is actually talking to Hasbro. I'm not sure that this is actually happening. Yeah, Lano47, I think you're right. I think that they've got a web scraper that's just pulling stuff. Like anytime somebody says anything about a publicly traded Western company, they just scrape it, turn it into an article with a large language model, and if it passes some sort of vibe check, they're posting it. And I think this algorithm picked up Stephen Glicker's Roll for Combat transcript from his video. And if you go and listen to his video, everyone go check out this video on Roll for Combat. Somebody post a link. I'll put a link in the description of this thing. Here. Where's this video? Help me out. Steven, paste it in chat. There it is.
Hey everyone, Stephen Glicker.
Go watch. Here, I'll put it in the chat right now. Go watch this video. And you will, and then read the Pandaily article. And everything that Stephen Glicker says, even things as innocuous as they could lay off their book publishing division, is included in that article. And it's just really uncanny. It's really uncanny for this to not be generated by an AI algorithm. Ricardo Noah cannot read Mandarin. I don't know any Chinese at all. I've been using Google Translate. And it's just moving slow right now. There we go. Oh, now the website's breaking. Here we go. But like, none of their articles... Okay, we got one comment This one has 2 likes. Like, what is this comment? Is this even a real person? Translate. Translate. Go to English. Because we were looking earlier and like most of their stuff just doesn't have. Hello, the workplace that you're interested in is opened on the Super Talk community. That's another bot. Clearly that's a bot. Poke me into. Yeah. So they're only getting comments from bots. Is it? Yeah, it's the same. Your new energy car. No comments, no likes on any of their content. Nothing. No likes. No comments on anything on Weibo, which is the version of Twitter, basically, that China uses. It's a Twitter clone. So they have absolutely no engagement on social media in Weibo. And the article uncannily goes after Steven's video here, point for point, of like what Larian Studios could possibly hypothetically get Tencent to do. I think this article is fake news. I don't think it's real. I think it was generated by an algorithm and published by people with a language barrier. I don't think this is it, guys. I think for the purpose of a stream, there's a saying when you're doing this kind of research, you go as far as you can, that you feel like you have reached some sort of conclusion, and then you go half again as long in that time period. And if you get more information that starts to reshape how you think about the thing, then you could keep going, right? But if you get to a point where you're like, where you've spent enough time researching and you're not really learning anything new, it's time to slow down. It's time to consider whether or not you should stop. I've hit that point. We know that the article was posted by a company in China called Snow Panther Finance. Snow Panther Finance is cranking out articles all over Weibo that get absolutely no engagement whatsoever. It was translated into, or it was regurgitated into English by Pandaily, and Pandaily picked it up, and then now Western media has been picking it up, I guess. I don't know, I haven't really looked into it. It's all over Reddit, and everybody's talking about it like crazy. But I think we all got PsyOp'd, guys. I think we all got PsyOp'd by Steven Glicker accidentally. Steven, this is your fault. So, anyway, I guess that's where I'm going to cut the stream. Do y'all have any questions? I think we just got Tencent gated. Is this Tencent gate? Do we have a? I feel like we need a name for this. Everyone in the chat, come up with a name for this nonsense. Because I am currently, like, I could be wrong. Take this with a grain of salt. This could be entirely legit. I don't think it is. There's just no way this is a legitimate news source when nothing they're saying, like, there are no investment bros, which, I mean, yes, I know that investment basically doesn't really happen the way it does here in the West and China, because everybody basically has to use the completely bottoming out real estate industry in China in order to do that. But there's no engagement of like CCP cheerleaders even. Nothing. The only comments they get on their account, like, this is just cranking out content that gets no engagement. And we all got tricked by it, I think is what happened. and I can't find any history of this company. And that could be me with a language barrier, like not knowing what the right word for history is to use in Chinese. Steven is the new Elon Musk. Oh man. So, if it's legit, do I have thoughts? Somebody asked Stuart Skelmus. If this is legit, if Larian Studios specifically is the one that gets the rights to the IP, that'd be dope. But, I'm sure, because, like, on the other hand, Tencent owns tons of, like, mobile games. They even own a massive share of Activision Blizzard that just got sold to Microsoft. So, does that mean that they own like 5-10% of Microsoft now? That's cool. Um, you know, I don't know. It's too early for me to have articulatable thoughts. I'm a video essayist. I'm not a debater. I have to seriously think about things and articulate my ideas. Let's see. The most important question is who's still playing 5e, 4e, 30? That would make all this research all worth it. I don't know. You say that, Brian, but if Larian Studios got a hold of the game and actually made a 6e, I think it would actually be enjoyable to play. Whatever form D&D would take, it wouldn't be, you know, terrible. It wouldn't be bad. And the content, and that isn't even to say that 5e is a bad system. Like, I used to really enjoy playing 5th edition. Um, especially like levels 1 through 4 and levels like 11 to 15 are super fun. But, if Larian Studio with game design got a hold of it, we could trust that the content that was being produced just didn't feel like sludge. Like, I really feel like the quality of the adventures after Curse of Straw just completely bottomed out. No offense to anybody who worked on the projects. I understand the corporate bureaucracy. I've heard lots of stories of the corporate bureaucracy that constrains the writing that goes into those adventures. But man, let's see. Do we have any other thoughts? Hasbro Inc. Futures up 61%. Yeah. The question is, if these two companies do buy D&D, would they go back and fix everything that Hasbro and WotC have done to that IP? I mean, Tencent gets involved. That's all conjecture. So somebody just said El Disgusto, Snow Leopard Financial Group is a real company. Yes, technically. But they... Why is this... Go away. Go away. Why is it being buggy? Technically, they are indeed a real company. But their Weibo page gets no traction at all. And they have 17,000 followers. They get none. Absolutely none whatsoever, other than from bots. So it really makes me question whether or not this is a legit company or if they're just cranking out AI content. If I were magically put in charge of WotC tomorrow, what would I do? Um, what would I do? Good God, if I were put in charge of WotC, I don't know. I would sell Magic the Gathering to make it its own company so that it wasn't constrained by anything else. Um, that would first of order. And then I would re-release... I would re-release 5th edition and all the other editions as public domain because they're folk games and they should be in the public domain. So not just 5th edition, but all of them would go public domain, including OD&D. That's what I would do. And then I would quit. Oh yeah, hire Sean McCoy. That's funny. Let's see here. And then I would sell it for $1 to like Kelsey and tell her that she had to use the WotC arm to do nothing but Shadow Dark. It is now the art. I would just sell WotC to be, or I would sell the D&D brand to be a subsidiary of Arcane Library. That's what I would do. Anyway, that's where I'm gonna call it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me while I dug around on the internet. This just didn't feel right. The more I thought about it, and the more I talked about it with Steven. Steven really gave me a good cage rattle when he started looking into this and thinking through the things he said and what was in the article. So, hope you all had fun hanging out with me looking at Weibo. I can't believe that I did that on a stream. I'll probably not leave this up on demand. I'll leave it up for like, I don't know, a day or something like that, and then I'll take it down. But everybody, have a good night. Take care. See y'all.